Hello guys and girls, it's Bucket Man here, and today I'm going to actually give out my skeletal guide on how to make a good LP. Now note, as I said, skeletal guide, which means you don't have to follow this to a T, but it is a good stepping stone per se to get your foot in the door. So we're going to start off with the basics, like recording software. How do I get what I want from my computer to the interwebs? And it's quite simple, you see. You can look on Google and find things like debut video capture, Bandicam, and even if you're feeling a little bit nostalgic, I'm gonna blow your mind, but yes, even Hypercam 2. Now, whether it's registered or unregistered, Hypercam 2 can still be a good way to go, and it actually blows my mind that people do not think of the following strategy with the Hypercam 2 and the Bandicam. Let's say you're playing a game in windowed mode, which most people are since they're using some form of emulator, and it absolutely blows my mind that people cannot think outside the box on this. Why don't you just make the recording area of whatever recording program you use with a watermark like Hypercam 2 and Bandicam slightly bigger than the area you need to record? So yeah, you have a little bit of white space, you may have a window or a piece of your desktop in the background, but when you crop things out, guess what? The Bandicam logo or the unregistered Hypercam 2 big white bar is no longer in your video. It looks like you have a fine product using a high-end piece of software. You still have your LP, and guess what? You still have something that works without an annoying watermark at the top of your video. Now, with that little blemish taken care of, you can call me crazy, but there is one more huge dilemma when it comes to recording the actual means of your Let's Play, and that is audio desynchronization. That issue right there can kill an LP. It can floor it to the ground, curb stomp it, cut its head off. It is done. He's dead Jim. Now, how do you get past this? Many people believe, oh, my computer's not good enough and I have to shovel out dollar after dollar after dollar in order to somehow salvage my LPing ways. And it's just not true. There's a program out there known as Audacity. I love it. It allows you to eliminate background noise. It allows you to cut down on all the stupidity that you may have said and you want to cut things out. And also, if you don't want to use it for your voiceovers, guess what you can do? You can actually have it record whatever sound is coming out of your notebook, desktop, etc., so on and so forth. So Audacity is almost key and almost essential in my LPing notebook here. Now the final he's dead Jim, put him to sleep, put the kids to bed, because this LP isn't getting any better mistake I believe one can make with their software or hardware, is the whole idea behind the camcorder LP. Now don't get me wrong, I understand people don't have the money to go out and buy the Haupogs and the Dazzles of the world. I understand people's PCs aren't powerful enough to emulate the 360, and people want to play the current generation consoles and let's play them for all the world to see. I get that. But the reason you do not do it is because your eyes are better color receptors than any megapixel common household camera you may have. And with that said, when you add that extra step, more quality can be lost within translation from your continuous pristine color spectrum all the way down to the digital media that you may upload, especially when there's more compression with YouTube's, the way they do things over here. So with that said, using a camcorder is not a good idea. Your TV can glare, there can be background noise, and you can't edit any of this out because it's all one audio file. You don't get the luxury of being like, well, this part's too loud, so let me adjust this. No, you don't get to do that. It is one take. If it sucks, guess what? It sucks, and you can't do anything about it. Sure, you can try to do some edits here and there and do some post commentary over some new audio, but it's going to be blatantly obvious that something went wrong. Yes, you tried to fix it, but all in all, it's just going to be a hot mess. Especially when you go from part 1 to part 2 and realize how come this one has this and this one didn't, and it just becomes garbled, and it could all have been completely avoided had you gone out and spent a pretty penny on aforementioned video capture devices, Dazzles, Haupogs, whatever you may choose. Well, this about wraps it up for the hardware and software section. As I said, this is a loose skeleton. I'm not going to get super detailed in this because personally I don't think it's that warranted. I want to keep all these parts under 5 minutes. The next portion will be talking specifically about choosing what game to play. I know that sounds like a no-brainer now, but believe me when I tell you, people even screw this stuff up. I'm Bucket Man. I'll be back with more of this How to LP series, and I'll be bringing you some more LPs of my own. Peace.